Welcome to the IMMAF European Amateur MMA Open. Held this year in Birmingham, England, athletes from all over the globe competed in 13 different weight categories, fighting to take home the gold. Each of our entrants are holding both individual dreams and the hopes of their country on the road to victory. In this exclusive program, we will be taking you through the 4-day event and showing you what it takes to emerge as a champion. This is the IMMAF European Amateur Open. So with only 2 seconds of the last round remaining, Marius Håkonsen sensationally secures his place in the final to face the impressive Swede, Rostem Akman.
I'm very happy because I haven't fought MMA before. This is my first time. And I'm reaching the finals and yeah, a lot of belief in myself, and I learned a lot of myself and about MMA.
I was at the IMF World Cup in the summer in Vegas. Unfortunately, I got knocked out in my first fight to do a head kick. I didn't see at all, actually. I had the fight, but it hit me with one high kick under the sea, so I fell, and he finished. So it's nice to be back and show my true skills.
I know him from Sweden, my neighbor country, you know. I haven't watched him so much, but to be honest, I don't care so much.
Norway, he's a tough bastard. He's very long and scrappy.
I'm gonna go into that ring and I'm gonna do what I do, you know. He can be as good as he wants, but tomorrow we'll see.
I'll pressure him, and unfortunately, I wanna either knock him out or submit him.
This is what it all comes down to. This is the final of the middleweight division. Rostem Akman from Sweden in the red shorts, the shorter of the two men. Marius Håkonsen from Norway in the blue. And let's look at Håkonsen. What a miracle escape to get to this final in the closing seconds of his semi-final, Chris.
He pulled out the submission victory in truly spectacular fashion. That was certainly the most dramatic finish we've seen in the entire tournament run. Textbook triangle choke, did everything correctly, took his time, about 30 seconds to finish it. But Akman is a monster. This guy comes out there, vicious power striker. He certainly will not be fazed by the Håkonsen power that we've seen in the striking department.
No, we saw his immense power as well, and he overcame a very good opponent in James Duckett from the UK in the semi-final.
And this was the big question for me, was how quickly will Akman go for the shot? We know he's got the power to stand on the other end of the trigger from Håkonsen on the feet, but quickly down to the mat and in the guard, which is most interesting as well for Håkonsen.
Well, this is the thing. We saw from his semi-final that how well Håkonsen can work from within his own guard. He really did pull that one out of the fire. And this is why, for me, Akman has got to be so careful. But we saw against Duckett, he was given the same problems there, Chris.
Completely agree. And look at the way that he's controlling the legs of his opponent. Håkonsen being really heavily stacked onto his neck. And then Akman steps over. What he would have liked to do was catch a double underpass there and throw both legs over at once. He was unable to do so. Now winds up in half guard. Let's see what Håkonsen got off his back here.
Yes, I love the different body shapes here as well, and they actually play to the strengths of their body shape, don't they? I mean, he's like a bulldog, Akman. He's so strong, so powerful. And then as we saw, he almost got the rear nakeds twice on James Duckett, so he's comfortable on the ground as well. These are two dangerous men, and Håkonsen reminded us it's never over until that final bell.
Which, given the skill sets, was also why I was captivated with seeing what would happen if they chose to stand for a bit, because they're both very capable of landing punishing punches.
That's right, and we saw that with Rostem Akman. I like the way when he gets inside, there's a look of the Mike Tysons about him when he's upright that and getting inside, throwing the big bombs there. But as you said as well, he's more than capable of dominating and controlling on the ground, doing a good job against Marius Håkonsen at the moment.
Akman now, great shoulder pressure, trying to escape his right leg out of half guard. Sliding now, using the left instep to try and pry that right leg free. There we go, just like you should, using great shoulder pressure to kind of nullify the movements of Håkonsen. But now he's got to slow Håkonsen down here. He's got to get really heavy, put all his weight on him, stay really balanced, control all four corners, both shoulders and both hip points.
Yes, and he's done a good job at that. And with that final 10-second count here, you know he's been in control overall of this whole round. That doesn't mean you should count Marius Håkonsen out. We've seen that previously, but a big opening round for the Swedish fighter. Round two of this final, and although we know the skill set of Marius Håkonsen, he knows what he's up against now, because I felt that was a dominant display by the Swede, Rostem Akman, in that opening round, Chris.
Very. And moreover, he was able to stay out of danger whilst Håkonsen was on his back. A feat the Italian was able to accomplish in the last round, so the action continues here.
Yes, we saw in the semi-final that Marius Håkonsen is a big fan favourite here, but he's really up against it. I'm so impressed with Akman and the way, oh, nice movement there, though, from Håkonsen. I was going to say, the way his choices have been made during the quarters and semis.
And Akman is looking to take his head clean off, literally almost punching down over the guard.
Well, he's more dangerous when he's on the inside. James Duckett was taller than him as well at the weight. And the way he got inside Duckett to explode with those punches, I'd like to see him do the same here against Håkonsen. It's a similar set of problems that he's being faced with.
Akman lunging in with the left hand again. But Håkonsen starting to become a little bit more comfortable and loosening up. Punching long, fighting tall. He's got to remember to use those physical skill sets of reach and snapping hard into those straight punches, just like that. But now not coming too deep, because this is the penalty.
And so mobile when he gets to the ground, Rostem Akman. And thinking about it, Chris, in many ways, Marius Håkonsen is a very similar opponent, full stop, to James Duckett.
Very similar. Dangerous on the ground, good at punching long, solid knees. I feel maybe actually has a power advantage given what we saw in the first round of this tournament, but Akman does not seem phased whatsoever.
No, he's grown in confidence as this division has gone on. And again, very controlling in attitude and very strong from that short body. But this is what he's got to watch for, as he had to previously.
And look at this, beautiful sweep there from Marius Håkonsen. I'm telling you though, Akman has great pressure in the way he thrusts his hips and catches the pass on guys. Inverted triangle attempt here from Håkonsen. Going to be tough to finish though. Those shoulders are so difficult to reach and latch around. But Håkonsen has got the frame for it. So if anybody can tap somebody like that out of the guard, it'd be Håkonsen.
That's right. It's a real battle of frames as well. The shorter, stockier man, Rostem Akman, mobile, difficult to hold down. And then you said the rangy limbs of Marius Håkonsen, which he used to great advantage to win his semi-final in the nick of time.
Punishing knees. Right knee again. Cross-face position here for Akman.
And Chris, the judges will see once again Akman side control, top position at the end of the round.
You bet. Another dominant ending for another dominant round from Akman. Marius definitely making it interesting, but Akman sticking to the game plan.
Third and last round of this middleweight final, and ominously for Marius Håkonsen, as he walked back to his corner, Rostem Akman looks so fresh, Chris.
Håkonsen has been here before, though. If we consider his previous bout to punch the ticket to this final, he was in the exact same position, arguably. The fans are here in force, though. It's packed out tonight for IMAF here in the UK.
And another thing about this final is I think that Rostem Akman will ask more questions in this third round than Astinio Lucchesini did in his semi-final. He's a different kettle of fish altogether to the Italian, Chris.
Absolutely.
And there again, you saw it. He leapt in with that left hand. He gets inside the taller men so well.
Pumping the jab, jumping in with the left hook. I'm so impressed with Akman's ability to overcome guys in this tournament in a particularly tough draw where he's fought at a reach disadvantage every single time.
That's a good call, Chris, and I said he negates that reach advantage so well and explodes into action when he gets the opportunity inside.
Pumping the jab. Check hook from Akman. Akman with the Muay Thai plum and a vicious right hand on the exit. I'm telling you, this guy's on fire right now, Malcolm.
Marius is feeling the pace now that Rostem Akman is setting, Chris. And again, the knee on the inside, on the end of the punch combination, twisting and turning. And again, he gets through with a straight right to the body of his taller opponent. Chops away at the lower part of the limb. No chance to catch the leg there for Marius. It's great tactics.
Great tactics. Mindful strategy. And more importantly, I think it's just one of those nights you dream of in the office. Everything's landing now in the final round. He's avoided bad positions against Marius. He's beating him to the punch, beating him to the knees.
And he's softening him up. He put the straights in to bring the guard up, brought the hands to the body, then the knee to the body. Marius doesn't know where the next shot's coming from. And all the time, Rostem Akman has never stepped out of the pocket against a taller opponent.
Håkonsen, though, still trying to make something happen. He's got less than a minute to work with, Malcolm. Probing jab, again from Rostem Akman. But Marius has got to go for it. I don't think this is the time to try to catch and counter.
Well, funny you should say that, Chris. I was just about to say, Marius at the moment looks like a rabbit in headlights. He's fighting at the pace that perfectly suits Rostem Akman. He's not tried to step it up. He's not tried to take him down. He needs to do something because he is fighting at the rhythm and tempo of his opponent.
Akman times him with another leg kick, a jab and a right hand, again from Akman. But Marius now swinging for the fences.
Oh, he's got to go for broke. He's really got to do something here now because Akman has mesmerized him. He's kept him at just the range he wants. He's kept it standing the whole round. And I think this is going to be a big win for the Swedish fighter in the middleweight final. And always against tough, taller opposition as well.
European male open middleweight championship.